Hey YouTube, Joshua the Window Cleaner here with another giveaway night. Here we are on Friday night. I thank you so much for tuning in every Friday. Here we are at the 52nd week. But I really appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate Window Cleaning Resource for giving us these tools. Thank you so much for Window Magic Supply for helping me get this going and starting giving me tools first. So just shout out to y'all and shout out to Window Cleaning Resource and Window Magic Supply. So I'm going to explain how it works. If you win tonight, you will have to pay for shipping. If you don't want to pay for shipping, it's totally fine. Just pass it on to another window cleaner that might want the tool. So I think that can kind of solve that because I think some people don't want to pay shipping or they don't realize that they have to pay shipping. No worries though. You do have to pay shipping though. I can't pay for shipping every time. Shipping is really expensive right now. It's ridiculous. Like we were trying to ship something last week, and it was like $70 for just a little package, and like there's not even $70 worth of tools in there. So we talked to them, and they said, yeah, we can do it for like a week. And I don't know, it was really confusing, but it ended up being like 20 bucks. But still, 20 bucks for $50 worth of tools, it just depends. Like, do you want the tools? Do you want this? Or do you want to support the channel? Do you want to pass it along? All that. But yeah, I just wanted to get that cleared out because I have not been saying that on the show that you have to pay for shipping. So I just wanted to be clear on that. So just make sure if you do win to email me immediately. As soon as you win, email me, and I'll tell you that again whenever the prize wheel comes up. So here's what you're gonna do. So when the question comes up, the prize wheel comes up, there'll be a question right above that. You want to answer that as quickly as possible. I have seen people win by just a few seconds, so make sure you answer as quickly as possible, and then we'll decide whether it's going to be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth person. We don't always just do the first person. We just don't do that because some people's internet's slower, sometimes it's lagging. So I try to be fair on that and make sure everybody has a chance to win each week, because we have people that have won a ton, and then we have a couple people that I noticed. I was thinking about this the other day that haven't won, that actually have been on the show a few times. So we're hoping that our guys that have been on here for a while, our elite team, I guess you could say, whatever you want to call it, but those guys that answer quickly and are really on it, that win a lot, normally will pass on their tools to the newer person that's been on the show. So don't count yourself out if you don't say it correctly. Or you don't answer in the nick of time or anything like that. Tonight's topics are about screen repair, what I do, how I price jobs, how I accept payment, and what that process looks like. All questions from viewers on my channel. Thank y'all for that. Tyler Smith and Mike Duran. I might be saying it wrong. Duran. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at pronouncing things unless you just say it to me. So we're just gonna say Mike Duran, Duron. And he asked those last two questions. Tyler Smith asked the first question. But before we do that, let's go ahead and see the prize wheel from Window Magic Supply. So if you win from Window Magic Supply, all we ask you to do in return is to take a selfie style picture, screenshot it, send it to me, a selfie picture. Just send that picture to me. You can get a screenshot. I don't even know why I said that. But you just take a selfie style picture with the tools and be like, hey, I got the tools. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even wear the shirt or something like that. Damien sent me a really cool one. He was actually out on a job. It's a regular or something like that. And he said he wore the t-shirt. It was really cool because he had like a picture with all the gear and cleaning and stuff. So he won the Joshua the Window Cleaner kit, the last one. We've given away two. That's $700 worth of tools when you win that. We've given away two on this show. We've given away several tools. I mean, it's got to be hundreds of tools by now, because a lot of times, like tonight's tools are cool. I don't want to give too much away. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into that first spin wheel before I just spill the beans on what you're gonna win tonight. Let's go ahead and spin that prize wheel for Window Magic Supply. Just make sure if you win to email me immediately, and then go ahead and take a selfie style picture with the tools and send that to me so I can send to Window Magic Supply. Let's go ahead and get into that spin wheel before I talk your head off anymore, and we'll get into the topics for tonight. All right. Congratulations out there. We're going to do the fourth person. So, who do you see right now that answered that correctly? The answer was Mowerman. Mowerman makes the Drywalker Flex. So, the fourth person to answer that, congratulations. You won the Sorba Viper 14-inch complete. So, this is what you won. I love this squeegee. You will too. So, when you get this, you will love it. But yeah, make sure to email me right now. I don't care if you won 10 times in a row. Doesn't matter. I need you to email me when you win and just tell me what you won and what giveaway night it is. I put a star next to it because it gets buried in my emails and I might not see it. So you got to email me right away so I can go ahead and put that to the side. And then what I do is once I ship it, I will go ahead and send you the shipping information to that. I will reply back to that email. So make sure to email me at joshuathewindowcleaner@gmail.com. That's Joshua the Window Cleaner @gmail.com. Really simple, really easy. Email me your address. I need your address so that I can ship it to you. Okay? So you will win the Window Magic Supply sticker. One like a keychain. They got Window Magic Supply keychain. A couple stickers, cool Harry Potter stickers. And Joshua the Window Cleaner sticker, of course. So you can add those to your bucket if you're a sticker person. But yeah, so congratulations. This is what you won. I will ship that out to you. Just make sure to email me right away so that I can ship that out to you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the topics tonight. I'm really excited about this for some reason, but I feel like I've been in a weird mood again. I don't know why I do this. Like every few weeks, I just feel like I'm in a weird mood. We'll talk a little bit more about it on Off the Clock. Some weird things going on in my personal life. So we'll talk about that more on Off the Clock. So if it seemed like I'm a little off tonight, don't worry about it. Just ride with it. I'm not perfect, but I'm here every week. So no matter what I got going on, I still make time to do this. Okay? All right. So email me your email address. If you don't want to pay for shipping, pass it forward. All right. First topic is Tyler Smith's question. What is the difference in screens and what is more cost efficient to use? All right. Now, Tyler, I don't know the science of this, and I'm not going to look it up because I never know what to believe sometimes whenever I look stuff up like this. Because the answer is it depends. It depends on the situation. So what I have wrote down here is the answer depends on the situation. You know, we have standard screen, pet screen, and solar screen. So if you call my company and you say, "Hey Josh, I'm really looking into getting something more efficient for my house. I got some upper windows that are it's just beaming down into my living room right where my thermostat is, and you know the air conditioner won't cut off even if it's 65 degrees in there because of that heat coming through the windows. So then I would recommend you get a solar screen." And I would say, yeah, absolutely. Like I would recommend you get a solar screen. A regular screen's not going to do anything. Pet screen's not really going to do much. So I would say a solar screen. And those are the only three types that I offer. And I try to keep it simple on that because we specialize in window cleaning, and that's what I want to stick to. But we do screen repair because there's times where, you know, the screens need to be repaired. So we try to do like the standard typical houses. If it's a custom built house, something like that, we always say, hey, you got to call the manufacturer to get a screen made or something like that. But we have, you know, three different size corners. Most of the screens are going to be white that we deal with, but there's a ton of screens that we don't deal with. And I have a guy that I recommend, and I will say, hey, this is beyond me. You need to call him. But if I can take care of it while I'm there, definitely going to take care of it because I'm going to make a little bit of extra money on the job. And also, you know, you build that relationship with the client. Like I tell the client, get the screens done by us because we're going to be maintaining those screens. We're going to be keeping them clean, and we're going to be keeping your window clean. So go ahead and let us do that because if we put the mesh on there, we come back out in 6 months and some of it's faded. I'm just going to replace it because you have a warranty on those screens. As long as we're maintaining them, it's a lot easier to check them out. And that's what I tell them. So let us go ahead and repair all the screens. We're going to be maintaining this house anyways. We'll repair all the screens, and we'll just keep cleaning and washing the screens. You have a 1-year warranty, and, you know, probably in about 5 years, depending on how bad the sun is in your location, you probably have to get them repaired again. They should last 15 years. Screens should last 15 years. I'm not saying that they do. I'm saying that they should. I'm saying that if you have really good material, typically I see houses that were built 15 to 20 years ago that all their screens are toast. So I would say that they normally last about 15 to 20 years. But, you know, the way the material shortage and everything's been really weird with screen material and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know. But that's why we have a warranty on it. Because if I see something like that, I can let the manufacturer know, hey, this is the issue I'm having. I can send them back a screen roll. They'll send me a new screen. I've had that happen where I start unrolling a screen roll, and it's all jacked up. You know what I mean? It just, it's a bunch of imperfections in the screen, and then I just roll it back up and send it to the manufacturer, get a new one. So that's what we do. So I can't say how thick the screen is and all that. I don't know. I buy it from Active. I try to keep screen repair as simple as possible and to the point, because it does make us a good amount of money, but it's really simple. And I don't want to do anything custom or random or nothing like that. I did that when I started, and I learned my lesson, and I learned that leave that to somebody that specializes in just screen repair. You know what I mean? And maybe they do gutter cleaning or something. I mean, of course, they might have an add-on service, but we specifically, we do window cleaning. That's like what we do. Yes, we do solar panel cleaning. Yes, we do screen repair. Yes, we clean blinds, but that is not what I would say our specialty is. I mean, solar panel cleaning is becoming kind of our specialty. But screen repair, I just try to keep it simple so we can do all the track homes, things like that. I hope that kind of gives you an idea. Before I give you this information about what we do, like I said, it's a certain point where I will just refer somebody else that specifies or specifically does screens, because that's going to make me look a lot better than me being like, yeah, I can try to get you that, gold colored screen, mesh, or, the corners that look all weird with the little things, little tabs in it and stuff. I mean, I'm sure you can get all that, but I'm not getting into that, because I try to have three different kinds of corners. I have a 5/16, 3/8, and 7/16, and normally they're all white colors. And some of them, I rarely have any silver corners, or rarely have any black corners or brown corners, because it's not something we run into. And normally, when we run into those colors, I will tell them to take it to a manufacturer. They need to buy new windows, like, because a lot of times the windows are just junk anyways, and most of them are just trash. If it's that color, like sometimes I see the silver one. I do see that kind of common. But a lot of times those are really outdated windows. The seals have already gone bad, and they really just need to replace the whole window. So I tell them, when you buy a new window, it comes with a new screen. So don't spend the money getting this repaired if you're going to repair the window already. So, But if you're trying to sell the house, it can make it look better. It will help the inspection, because sometimes torn screens won't pass inspection, and you won't be able to sell your house as much. Or if a buyer wants to buy it, that might be a requirement that they want all the screens fixed, because they know it can be a costly thing. But it's an investment. It's something that is gonna last a long time. But we have three different colors. So we use white, silver, and brown. But typically, when we go to build a screen, if somebody needs a screen, we will just build a 5/16 screen, unless the size is a 7/16 or a 3/8, then we will build it that size. But typically, we just build a 5/16 screen. It's really cheap. We try not to charge a ton for those, but that's what we do. We have pull tabs. We do painted white pull tabs. They're like kind of aluminum pull tabs, but they're just painted white. Rubber, plastic, metal, all of those pull tabs, we try to keep all of those on hand, because when we're pulling the screens out, sometimes we'll pull off those pull tabs, and then we'll just replace both of them if there's not any, like the other one. And like if you pull one out or you break it or something like that, we'll just put new pull tabs there and explain to them, hey, we put better pull tabs than it was here before, because when we went to pull it, we didn't have it. And that makes you look good too. So just keep that in mind. If you have that stuff in the van, you have that stuff ready when you break something, it just shows that you know what you're doing, and you ran into that situation a few times. And it also shows that you're honest, because you're going to fix it. Um, so the standard screen is just insect screen. It's just going to keep the insects out. Not a big deal. Typically, it's fiberglass screen coated in plastic, and over time that plastic dries out and falls off, and then it just starts showing the fiberglass. Then when you open your window, you're breathing in fiberglass. That's what I tell my customers. You don't want to be breathing in fiberglass. It's really bad for you. So that's why I always recommend people getting their screens repaired. I've also seen birds. I have a video. I was at a customer's house, literally pulled up and watched a bird peck at a screen, like pecked part of the screen out, because it was torn off and blowing in the wind and all that, and I guess it was using it for its nest. So birds will do it too. But if birds see that, and typically it's going to happen more towards the ocean, from what I've seen. When birds see that and they start pulling it apart, they're going to scratch that window too. So you want to let the customer know, hey, like, looks like a bird's been pecking at this. Before I clean this, this is probably already scratched. So when I clean that dirt off, you're going to see nothing but that scratch in the middle of the window. So that might be something that you want to let them know too. So screen repair is very, very important, and knowing how to do it. Pet screen is more durable for pets. Typically, we will do that on a window if they're doing it in their bedroom or something like that. I do tell them that our frame is not pet resistant, but the material is supposed to be pet resistant. Even though we do have pets chew through it and all that, it has happened. But we do have a warranty for that, and it's not typical that we'll get a phone call for pet screen, because we do let them know, like, hey, look, this is not like completely indestructible. Like, you can definitely tear this stuff up. Like, it's been done, but it's 10 times more durable than the standard screen. So if you have a pet and you're going to get a screen repaired, like a screen door or something like that, I do recommend getting the pet screen. It's going to be 10 times better. You have a 5-year warranty on it instead of a 1-year warranty on standard screen. And if the pet does chew it up, we will replace it. But we try to encourage people, like, hey, please keep your dog away from it. He can chew it up. But if he does and it's an accident or something happens, just call us. We'll come back out and replace it. It's not a big deal. So we don't typically get phone calls that have to do that. So that's why we are continuing to do that. I've been doing that for 5 years now and haven't had too many issues. You know what I mean? There is one house where we've done it like 4 times, and then the last time we recommended her to call Majestic Screens, and they do like top of the line like security screen, because their dog just keeps chewing through it. And so we were like, look, hey, like, your warranty is almost up. I think when I did theirs was when I first started, and it was like a 3-year warranty at that time. But I think I bumped it up to 5 years. But anyway, so we just told them, like, hey, like, if we've done this several times, your warranty is gonna be running out soon. So maybe it was 5 years. I know it's been 5 years since I've been in business, so I think their warranty might be running up this year. But anyways, so yeah, just make sure you don't have to do the warranty. Don't even listen to me on that. That is just something, that's a preference that I decided to do to make myself different from the other screen repair companies. Because I know that if I can get in there a little bit, then I can get the windows, possibly solar panels, and things like that. But you don't have to listen to my advice on the screen. This is just what I do. I'm just explaining to you what I do. So that's the pet screen. Solar screen, like the situation I was talking about earlier, when somebody needs, something covering the window. I don't recommend tint. I always tell people, do not get tint. You want to get solar screens over your windows. It's going to protect your window. Tint is actually just going to heat the glass up and make your seals go bad. It's just my opinion. But anyway, so those are the 3 different types of screens that we have, and we always keep a sample with us. We build a small little screen with it all in there. We show the corners and everything like that, and we do the 45-degree corners as well, where we'll cut them in an angle, and so that way you don't see the corners. But we also use those plastic corners too, because typically people don't want to build all new screens. They would rather just put corners in the ones they have. And so those are the sizes that we typically run into: 3/8, 7/16, and 5/16. We run into that all the time, and we have to replace all the corners and use their frames, and then we just put new mesh on there, sometimes new spline. That's another thing you got to think about. We keep, I think it's 185.185 for spline. That is all our new screen stuff is that. But you want to have 0.145, 0.165 as well. In California, if you're in, I don't know what you're dealing with out there in another state. Just telling you what I'm doing. But we have those 3 different types of spline as well. And spline is the little black piece that runs in the screen. But when we go to buy a screen, we buy it in 4 different sizes. Okay. The most common one we will buy will be 36-inch. We do keep rolls of 30-inch. We do keep, the second most common would be 48-inch screen. And then we do have 60-inch screen just in case. We typically don't use, it's very, very, very rare that we will use 60-inch screen, but we run through 36 and 48 like it's nothing, and 30-inch too. We run a lot of windows. We can, smaller windows, 30-inch. You can save just a few dollars here and there. It all adds up though. But those are the sizes that we will typically buy when we're buying screens. So, so yeah, I hope that I hope that explains the difference in screens and what is more cost effective. I use Active. I get all my stuff from Active, which is in Los Angeles, so it's not very far from here. I can get stuff pretty quick. Um, if you're newer, talk to your local hardware store. Try to get them to recommend you for mobile screen repair, and then try to send some smaller jobs their way too, and try to recommend them, because that will definitely help build that relationship. That can help you. if you're trying to get into the screen repair side of things. And you can always call the hardware store, most like Ace Hardware or something like that. Will know about screen repair. So if you have any questions or something like that, you can call them. But most of the time, what I say is call the manufacturer for the window if it's a question that I can't answer with screens, because I don't know everything about screens. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not my specialty. I know a lot more about window cleaning and a lot more about windows and how to make sure that there's no spots on the windows, and make sure that I squeegee the window off good enough, detail it good enough. My quality of window cleaning is way more up there than screen repair. I just say screen repair is just an add-on service that we can do for you, and I tell people that, like, hey, you know, I'm not saying we use the absolute best, material in the whole world. We use what we can get, you know, especially right now. But we stand behind our products too. So, if it is janky, then we'll come back out there and fix it. But we do tell people it comes to a point where they need to call somebody else, because we don't do that. They got a question. We had just started literally about 6 months ago doing screen doors, because all the problems I ran into when I first started trying to build screen doors. So now you have like a little pamphlet. You can just order it from the people that I order the screen repair material from. I just order the door, and then they send it to me, and you know I go and install it. So I just take measurements when I'm cleaning the windows. That's normally what I'll do for screen doors. So, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the next topic from Mike Duran. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. Don't be mad at me. Um, he asked to talk about learning how to price the job. Okay, just to clear the air here, y'all know how I am. Okay, this is just my opinion. Okay, there's a billion different ways, a billion different answers to pricing a job. You will find out what you're most comfortable with by trying different things, I guess. I don't know. I'll tell you what I do, though, okay? When I was learning how to price jobs, I played with a couple different ideas that I seen other companies doing. I actually would call around the companies and say, hey, I got 20 windows. What do you charge? That kind of gave me an idea of what I could charge per window. You might want to call a couple different companies. But if you're like me, and you have an accent, you can't get away from it. So most of the time, people will um, say, "Hey, I know who you are," because I have called newer companies and been like, "What you charge for solar panel cleaning? What do you charge for this?" And they say, "Wait, is this Joshua? Is this Joshua the window cleaner?" Yeah, it is. So I've been busted a couple times on calling. I'm not ashamed though, and I tell them I'm just calling to check and see, make sure you're on the right page, because you could be losing a bunch of money, and then I just try to help them out at that point. But if you're trying to get a feel for what window cleaning and what things are going for in your area, um, call around and get some pricings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna hurt. I mean, all they think is it's just an estimate. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely want to do that, because you could be leaving money on the table. So when you're learning to price jobs, be very open minded, and don't sell yourself too short. Know your value, know your worth. That is all very, 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 very important. When you first start, you're not going to be worth very much, but as you grow and you get experienced and you get efficient and you get more equipment and you get more employees and you get all these things, you become more valuable, and so then you can charge more. But I have a couple of tips for you, Mike. Just since you had asked, be aware of custom homes. Be aware of custom homes. I would say, you know, be careful, because charging up by the square footage can be a problem. So be aware of custom homes. You want to see pictures of the house. Maybe look it up on Google. Try to get their address so you can look it up on Google. And if it's a big job, go look at it. Go look at it in person. Better safe than sorry. You don't want to misquote something. It'd be $200. You get there and it's $1,200. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So if it only has a couple pictures online, just say, hey, do you mind if I come out, take a look at it, meet you? I'd love to see what I'm looking at. I want to take a look at the tracks and see when the last time the track's been cleaned. See what you can ask them all these questions, but sometimes they're not going to tell you the truth. Of course, if I say, has it been, if it's been a long, when's the last time you had the windows cleaned? Sometimes I say a year. We get there, it's been like 10 years. You know what I mean? They'll slip up and say it sometimes too, because they know they can get it cheaper. See, some people understand what we're doing and they'll try to work it in, but that can always be solved by, when you go to the job, walk around and do a quote. And I'm going to explain that process in just a second. But be aware of custom homes. My advice is charge by the window, because you can have a 2,000 square foot home with 50 windows. You can. So don't charge by the square foot. I don't recommend it. I'm going to say that several times during this segment, I guess. But yeah, don't charge by the square footage. Charge by the window. Charge by the glass. Charge by the size of glass. I don't care. But you're losing money if you do it by the square footage because you're, unless it's the same track home, you're only doing a specific neighborhood or you're only doing specific track homes. But I'm telling you, you're gonna run into some issues with that. With the 49, I seen a thing on one of the groups, $49 for all of your windows get cleaned on the outside. Doesn't matter how many windows you have. And then it says, and then it literally says includes all the windows, and then right above that it says restrictions apply. Like, don't be that guy. Somebody actually said that in the group. Don't be that guy. Yeah, don't be that guy. Don't be the $49 guy. You're losing money. You're leaving money on the table. I bet you them employees ain't getting paid. I bet you there's so much. There's so much that I know they're not doing all the windows on every house. That they're doing 5 windows maybe. Um, there's so much wrong with that. There's so much wrong with that. I won't get into all that, but just make sure you charge by the window. That is super important. Charge by the glass, the size of glass, whatever you feel comfortable with. Um, you can charge per screen clean, per track clean if you want. You can charge like $2 for track cleaning, $5 for screen $3 for screen washing, $2 for screen. I don't care what you charge. I used to charge $1 for screen washing and $1 for track cleaning. Don't do that anymore. Now what I do, if you must know, when I walk around and count, I just count the windows. So I walk around, boom, boom, boom. I don't care if it's a single window. I don't care if it's got a track, whatever. Every window I'm counting, even the smaller ones. Don't even care. If the two by the door, that's 2 windows. You know what I mean? I do all that, and then I say, okay, you got 32 windows, and then I do that times 15. I get my price, and then we have a service fee that we charge, which is $75. And then if it's a travel fee, if it's within 30 minutes, that's our limit. So when we go past 30 minutes, then you have a $75 travel fee. So, and then once you get up to an hour, you know, you might have a $150 service fee. If you get up to 2 hours, you might have $300 travel fee. And that happens. I've totally done jobs like that where they're like an hour and 40 minutes away and I have to charge that much, and they pay it, and I don't care because it's worth it for me. But you just got to think about the time it takes to drive there and back. If you got employees, that much time you're not in the field making money, so you have to charge that. And if they want you, they won't care. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they'll call a local guy. This is how it works. Most of the time, my customers are local and they have another home. They have 2 or 3 homes. They invest. Most of my clients invest in properties. Those are great people to have on your client list, are people that own multiple properties. Property manager companies are great, but sometimes they can be a pain in the butt to get a hold of. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about. I have a 3-year fee and a 5-year fee. So we ask them over the phone, when's the last time that you had your windows cleaned? Oh, it's about 3 years ago, because that's what you'll hear. Okay, well, I think, I don't know what that total is. I'll have to ask Melissa again, but it's a certain percentage. I'm pretty sure it's like 10% more at 3 years, and I think it's 15% at 5 years. But it could be, we could have just changed that because we just went through a whole bunch of price changing and trying to figure out things to make more money, but be fair to the clients as well. So, so yeah, we have a 3-year fee and a 5-year fee that we will add on. We have a travel fee that we'll add on. We have a service fee. So the service fee is $75. That helps pay for our gas, our insurance to come to the job. Like for us to just show up, it cost us $75. We got Melissa on the phone. We got Robert on the clock. We got the van, the mileage we're putting on the van, the gas, which is ridiculous right now. But just all those expenses, it costs, and so in order for me to make sense of it, I had to charge $75. That's how much it costs for me to go to every single job, $75. So I charge that $75, and then I charge for the services, and that you know each window takes so much time, and so on and so forth. But make sure you have a minimum. I don't care if it's $50. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's $30. Have a minimum. Be like, I can't do it for $10. My minimum is 30. I can't do it for $30. My minimum is 50. Our minimum is 150 right now. So that's what we do. We say, yeah, we can come clean one window, but it's gonna be $150. That's just what we need to come out there and clean one window. We gotta have $150. So you know, that's what we do. We have a minimum. Some people's it's $250. I've seen people's minimum be $350. It depends on how many employees you got and stuff. You can't be having 3 employees going to clean one window. It's not gonna make sense. But you got a one-man show. it makes sense to go out there clean a window for $50. You know, it's only gonna take you 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So it won't take that long. Not a big deal. But yeah, you want to have a minimum. Walk the job if possible. If you're just starting, I did how long it would take. I charged $50 an hour, but quickly realized I was losing money when I got more efficient. So yeah, if you can do a quote over the phone, obviously that's going to be the most efficient way to do it. But there's going to be jobs where you're going to have to go out and take a look at them. Just part of it. You got count that in because some of those are the best jobs. And then you meet somebody, and then their neighbor needs it, and then you get both of them scheduled. And there's so many things that can go great at a quote. So many things can go bad now, but don't be scared of going out to the job and doing a quote. You know, don't be stuck in the office. Don't turn down big jobs because you didn't think about it, and because anything over like 40 to 50 windows, I'm going to look at it. I'm like, okay, I want to see if it's really that many windows, because I've had people, you know they'll count every pane of glass, and I don't do that. I count the window. So if it's a window frame, that's a window to me. I don't care if it slides up, slides sideways, if it's stationary, I don't care. It's all a window to me. And we charge the same price, and some people would not agree with me, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine that you don't agree with me, but I see it coming out in the wash. I could charge $7 for the stationary window, but I charge 15, and then I get my track cleaning in that. You know what I'm saying? If we do 10 stationary windows, I've played with the numbers so many times. That's just what works best for me. It's very easy to just walk up there and be like $15 a window. You got 32 windows, track cleaning and screen washing is included. It's just real easy for me to do that real quick. I mean, we can do estimates very fast over the phone. We can do, it's just I don't have to have customers counting how many tracks they have, how many screens they have. Just tell me how many windows you have, and you're good. And when we get there, we're going to recount the windows before we start. Okay, well, you said you had 37 windows, you got 42 windows, It's different. But anyways, so when I first started, I did it by the hour. I'd be like, okay, this is probably going to take me like 3 hours. And I would tell them that, well, it's probably going to take me about 3 hours. So if you're okay with paying 3 to 4 hours, I'll charge $50 an hour. And that's the way I started. When I started, I didn't know what to charge. I was confused. Nobody showed me. Nobody told me. I had to end up figuring it out. I need to call window cleaning companies and see what they're charging. That's just what I did. But yeah, so just remember that you will be losing a ton of money if you do it that way. If you do it by the hour, so don't be scared to do it that way. You got to charge something. Whatever you feel comfortable, $100 an hour or whatever. Tell them if you're by yourself. I need to make $150 an hour. Are you willing to pay for 3 or 4 hours? Know how long it's going to take though if you go that route, because you don't want to take 8 hours on something and they'll be like, well, I only thought it was going to take you 3 hours, and I thought it was going to be $150, and now I'm $400 in the hole. So be careful of that. Be very mindful of all of that. So we got one more topic, but before we do that, let's do the window cleaning resource spin wheel. All right, so the way this one works is the same way. So spin wheel comes up, there'll be a question right above it. Now this is you have got to be paying attention last week if you're going to answer this question. So newer people that are just here for the first time, probably not going to be able to answer this question. Or maybe you could, because the information's still out there, so you probably could answer it. But answer that as quickly as possible. I have seen people win by seconds. And then once you win, email me immediately, and email me your address so that I can send that out to you. And then after you try the tools out that you win, make sure to go back to windowcleaner.com, Window Cleaning Resources website, and leave a review about that. So Window Magic Supply person that won earlier, screenshot. I mean, not screen. I keep saying screenshot. Selfie, okay? Selfie with the tools, like whatever, okay? Window Cleaning Resource, go leave a review on their website after you've tried the tools. That helps them out a ton, because then other window cleaners can see it. If it's a 3-star, they don't care about all that. If you don't like the tool, just put your review on there. They need real reviews on their website. Okay, let's go ahead and get into that spin wheel now, and then we got one more topic, and that topic is going to be about how do I accept payments. Okay, here we go. congratulations to the first person to answer that correctly. If you watched last week, I hope you could name three. I thought of three. I was like, I can name three. You know what I'm saying? Like we got low E, we got tinted glass, we got tempered glass, and then we have float glass. So I'm naming four. And then I think that was I don't even remember. I don't know. I have to get on there and look. But I named four right there. So it was one that started with an L, and I thought about it after I keep want to say like lubricated. I know that's not it. But yeah, I remember there was like there was definitely two more that I can think of, but I don't want to say what I think that word is, but because it's definitely not the right word. I just see the O, it's like obscured glass or something, and then I see the L. So laminated glass. I think it's yeah, laminated glass. Okay, so laminated glass was one. I think obscured was one. I don't know. It's something with the O. I don't know. I should have wrote these down, but I figured it'd be more fun if I didn't. All right. Anyways, mystery prize. Sorry. You won a sticker. No, I'm just playing. You did win a sticker, but you also won some leather loops, bull rings. My dogs didn't like that. They started barking. So here's another towel loop. Some more leather from Window Cleaning Resource, and then you're gonna get the World Enterprise. This thing right here connects to your if you're having problem with your trad pole or whatever, and you use the Unger thing that sticks on there, and that thing is broke. The red one has broke. This is the this is what you want, and you can buy the attachments that go on here for Unger, Ettore, all those different things. But this is the attachment that goes into your pole, and then you have to buy the attachment that goes on there, or you might already have one. But this is what you won. You won this. You won the leather. You ready for all the other stuff? And then you win all of these towels. Okay? All of these towels are yours. All of them. Some good stuff. It's a ton of towels here. Okay? All these towels are yours. So congratulations, whoever you are, the first person to name three types of glass for windows that we mentioned last week. Wins tonight's show on tonight's show. So thank y'all so much. Just make sure if you won from Window Cleaning Resource that you go and you leave a review on these towels and the World Enterprise thing and everything that I mentioned just now, even the stickers. No, I'm just playing. You don't have to worry about stickers. Um, but yeah, so make sure you leave a review on their page after you try the tools. Okay, let's get to the last topic, and I'm going to get off here. Man, I've been on here for 40 minutes. How do I do this every week? I think it's gonna be like I'm like oh it's gonna be like a 13-minute show, and then here we are 40 minutes. Okay, so the last topic is from Mike Duran. Don't know if I'm saying that right again, and he asked, how do you accept payments? Okay, so it's kind of a broad statement, but I'll explain everything that I feel like I could answer to that question. Okay, so I use Venmo, probably my number one. I try to get people to pay Venmo right now, and I used it as a personal Venmo account. Do not do a business account. Then you can add your business bank account to that personal one, and that way you don't have to pay that fee every time. You still have to pay your taxes and all that because my accountant is linked into Venmo, and she knows exactly how much is going through Venmo. So it's just a way to accept payment that we don't have to pay a fee. It's great. I don't know how long that's going to last, though, especially if Venmo or PayPal somehow watches this video, because I think PayPal and Venmo are the same thing. Anyways, we don't really accept PayPal. We try not to, but we do Venmo. I don't know. We're weird. Anyways, so we do Venmo, card. We have to charge 3%. We use Clover. Cash, of course. Cash is always great. And checks. We do take checks. We've had like 3 or 4 checks bounce though the past couple months. I was just somebody was on a forum talking about how they don't accept checks, and I got on there. I was like, oh man, I don't have problems. Very rarely do I have problems. And then all of a sudden, I started having problems with checks bouncing and stuff. So now everybody is still paid because we call them when the check bounces, and we've gotten very lucky that they answer. We've been able to get a hold of them because we will bug them like when we get paid. That's one thing that we do. We get paid, and I'll explain more about how we get paid. Um, but yeah, so 3% on a card. We let them know way ahead of time. It's on the work order that they sign that if they want to pay with a card, they have to pay a 3% fee because we get charged a 3% fee. So they're just paying for the fee that we get charged. And then checks, dude, checks are fine. Take a check after the job is done, though, not 30 days. I don't agree with the 30-day thing. And I know that there's, companies out there that don't want to work with me because I won't do that. But I'm not going to chase somebody for money. Because if you're after 30 days and then if you're late or something, I just don't have time for it. There's a couple property managers that I know personally that I will go and do work and then just let them send a check whenever they need to. But it's always smaller jobs. They don't do huge jobs. So it's just, I run over here, it's 150 bucks. Yeah, just send me a check in the mail or whatever. I normally get the check within like 3 or 4 days because they ship it out that day. I still tell them, like, you need to send that check out today. And then when I get it, I put their check number on the invoice, and then I send them the invoice and show that it's all paid up. We will call and bug them if they don't pay when they say they're going to pay until they pay. And even if they don't like us anymore, even if they don't want to work with us anymore, I don't care. We will bug you until you pay us because that's how we operate. We cannot operate without the money that comes in from doing the job. So we have to have every single every single penny that comes in from all these jobs. We have to have. Or why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? And so we will bug you. And if you don't want to pay after that, and we've gotten payment from everybody. I think there was a couple when I first started that didn't want to do it, and I learned that I could send them to collections. So you can totally do that. You can literally call a collection agency and be like, hey, they owe me this much money. Get it from them. This is their information. You can do that. Totally okay to do that once at a certain point. Definitely try to bug the crap out of them first before you do that because that's going to be a mark on their credit and they're going to have to pay it. And you won't even probably get that money. But hey, it's annoying. So it's annoying when people don't pay. So it's annoying when you get a credit collector calling you a million times trying to get 150 bucks or whatever it might be. But yeah, I don't play that. Yeah, we get paid right away. And if somebody don't want to pay, I won't leave. And or they say, oh, we'll pay tomorrow, whatever. Okay, we'll call tomorrow a million times until you pay. And if you're frustrated because that payment is due upon completion, you signed a paper, a work order that says payment is due upon completion. So, got to pay upon completion. We don't, there's a million, I feel like a million customers, probably not a million customers, but there's so many customers that we have out there have no problem with that. They all pay. So when you have a problem with paying upon completion, it just draws red flags for me. I have big commercial clients that I clean their windows, no problem with paying. So what we do is they some of them will say, well, we can't, you got to do the work and then 30 days we'll write you a check. I say, look, I'll tell you what, you will tell you how much it's going to be. We'll come out there, do a quote. You have that check ready when we come the day of service, and when we get done, you can give us the check. So if it's going to take 30 days for you to get a check from corporate office or whatever, that's totally fine. Just make sure when we come out, it's due that day. And sometimes I will tell them if it's not there when we get there, we will have to charge you $25 every time we have to call you, every time we have to come up there. We have to charge them something because it cost me. Payments due upon completion. So it's just something that you verbally have to talk through and have it written down too, because we do have it written down. We don't have a set like every day we can't get a hold of you is $25, but I have told customers that, like, okay, it's been 3 days. What's the deal? You're not paying me, and you're like, oh, I want to check your work, because I've had that happen on a big job. I'm not gonna say which one because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but big job. I think it was like $3,500 job. Okay, um, I went to go get my check, and he was like, oh, I want to inspect the windows first. I'm like, okay, payments due upon completion. If you want to check the windows out after you pay, it's totally fine. We'll come back out and touch up any windows that you want us to, even after you pay. But payments due right now. And he's like, well, I want to check it out first. It's the first time we clean the windows. And so I was like, okay. I said, when can I expect a payment? I'll call you whenever, I'll check it out. Okay, that's not good enough for me. I want a for sure answer. So I told him, I was like, does that mean like tomorrow or what? I'll let you know. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to call you tomorrow because payment is due upon completion. So I understand you're busy right now and you might not be able to look at the windows right now. And you want to look at them before you pay me, which is fine. But you've seen us working here multiple days. We've been here for like 5 days on and off, you know what I mean? Different days. And today we told you today is the day that we are going to finish the job and that we're going to be taking payment. And now, our agreement is, why is this changing when we've already agreed? We verbally agreed. You signed a work order that said that you were going to pay upon completion. So, I don't understand what changed. And he got all upset and everything. So I said, okay, I can't call you anymore. I'm going to have my secretary call you tomorrow, since you don't want to pay today. I'm going to have my secretary call you tomorrow and take payment. She called the next day, and he was just acting like it was not a big deal. And so I told Melissa, I said, okay, well, if he wants to act like it's not a big deal, then we got to start charging him a fee every day. So we told him we're going to charge him a fee every day he doesn't pay, because and we told him, dude, you're throwing red flags out. You're acting like you don't want to pay us after we just did a ton of work. He's, oh, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you. Okay, well, once we said we were going to charge him like 20, I might have been like $50 a day. I don't even remember, because it was a big chunk of change that I needed. I was counting on that money that day to pay bills and stuff. And so now I got to, I've already had to front, all the labor and work and materials and stuff to get the job done. And now he doesn't want to pay. So now I'm like, okay, well, we might be getting ourselves into a situation. So um, he ended up paying. I mean, like I said, to this day, we've so far got paid for every single job. But it's part of it, and it happens. But you got to make sure that you do that. So I don't do the 30-day thing. Payment is always due upon completion. Explain the process after the job is done. You know what I mean? Um, so when the so I'm sorry. I'm gonna explain the process after a job is done. Okay, so job gets finished. We clean all the windows. As we're wrapping everything up, cleaning everything up, I go to the customer and I say, "Hey, I just want to let you know we're finishing up, and I have your total here. It's $650 or whatever the total is. Hey, I have your total here at $650. How would you like to make that payment? Venmo. I can. Would you like to call over the phone and call my secretary? She can take a card payment over the phone. I can take a card payment right here if you feel more comfortable with that." And normally, they stop me in the middle of that and say, "Oh yeah, no, I'll pay with a check," so on and so forth, and then they just pay. Not a big deal. So that's how I get paid. But I don't do the 30 days thing. Pay upon completion. When I'm done with the work, I want to get paid, and I don't want to get. Sometimes people will try to pay before, and I should probably accept it. Sometimes I have, but I don't like to. I always tell them, just in case something happens in the middle of the job, or weird things can happen. Let's just wait until after I'm done with the work. When I'm done with the work, and you approve of the work and everything like that, then you can pay me. I'm totally fine with that. Even if you want to walk around with me, and if you point out things, I tell people I'm a human being. I make mistakes, so if you see anything I miss, please let me know. So yeah, that's the process after the job is done. I just ask them what payment they want to pay, and then they pay me. So that's what I do. All right, so that's it for tonight. That is all the topics. We are 50 minutes in. I am sorry, guys. I'm just taking forever. But yes, thank y'all for being on so long. We're going to do an off the clock show right after this. It's not going to be a very long show. It'll be a kind of shorter show, but I am going to be live. You can ask me any questions about any of this, because this show is always pre-recorded. So I'm not. I know that y'all are commenting over here, but I can't talk to you because I don't see it. I can talk to you in the comments. I am on the comments typing to you, but I can't be on here live. So I'm going on a live show next called Off the Clock. Feel more than free to ask me any questions from this show or anything like that. You can ask people in the comments as well. Everybody in the comments always helps out other window cleaners, especially newer ones that come onto the show. So, yeah, Off the Clock is next. Make sure to go back to my channel right after this video is over. Go back to my channel, click on Off the Clock Live, and then I'll be on there, and I'll be talking to you guys. I'll have some topics for you about some of the things that are going on with my week. As always, we're always talking about things that are going on in my personal life on Off the Clock. That's why it's called Off the Clock. If you're looking to win cash, make sure to send your donations in to my Venmo, or pay a little bit extra on your shipping. That will enter you in to win cash on the Off the Clock show. So on the Off the Clock show, if you've donated or you give a little bit more on shipping, we put your name down on a spin wheel. We spin that bad boy, and if you win, you could win $50, $100. We try to get up to like $150. We need more people donating us so that we can jack that up. I can give more and more and more depending on the donations. So the donations are not really going to me. They're going to other window cleaners. So when you donate, it goes into a pile, and then I do a giveaway on the spin wheel. And then you also get entered in to win. So you could be the one that wins. Maybe you need it, just depending on how it goes. But yeah, I just want to make sure I said anything. Thank you so much, Window Magic Supply. I really appreciate all the tools that you sent out. They just sent out another tool, so all these 3 shelves right here are Window Magic Supply. I only have a few more for Window Cleaning Resource, but I put the order in. Okay, so about that. So sorry, y'all. There's a lot of y'all that requested tools. I thought that WCR would be able to do them all. They said that they could do all the ones that they have, but they're short on stock on a bunch of the stuff that we had asked for. So I pretty much gave them the same list that I had before. So you can see a lot of the tools that was on here before, but then there are going to be some newer tools. But there was just some of them that were requested that they said that they just didn't have in stock, or they had very limited amount. And so sorry guys, we weren't able to get all of the tools that were requested. There was a ton of them, but we're gonna have like 6 months worth of tools at least. So that'll be really cool. Those should be coming in real soon. So you'll see this, the prize wheel will have way more stuff on there. I know you only see there's a few of them on there, but if you won from Window Magic Supply, make sure to take a selfie style picture with your tools. If you won from Window Cleaner Resource, make sure to go on there and leave a review after you try out the tools, okay? And I really appreciate all of you. Make sure to give me a thumbs up on this video, and please subscribe if you have not. If you watch this entire video, please hit subscribe and hit the bell. We do this show every Friday night, so every single Friday night, the same time at 7 o'clock Pacific time, you can find us here. So thank y'all so much. I really appreciate everybody watching this show. We'll see you on the live show. Go right back to my channel and go to the live show. Y'all have a blessed weekend. We'll see you in just a second. Peace out.